As promised, on Friday, I really didn't give Beyond Hell the proper review that it deserves. Being bummed out about the Mike Dirks news, aka Balsac needing a bone marrow transplant. Bummed out. But this is an amazing album. Uh, and I do want to dive into it a little bit more than I did. And I'm going to fuck around. We're going to get right into it. Right off the bat, Devin Townsend, okay, produced this. I wish he produced every Gwar album. To me, this is their best sounding album they ever recorded because of him. Oderus's vocals and that voice. Love you, Dad. One of the most unique things, to me, in music, it was. Nobody sounded like Oderus, and nobody ever will. And he puts that voice front and center, but he doesn't drown out the guitars, because we need those thrash guitars. We need Flattus and Balsac shredding their asses off. And we get Jizmac killing it on the drums. And I was thinking about this. The Loudwire Awards. And I talked about how disappointing they were. And I love Loudwire, first off. Let me make that very clear. It's awesome. And I am glad they have an award show. But they should be giving love to some bands like Gwar, who's been doing this for over 3 decades. And I had no problem. Rob Halford won an award, and then Tony Iommi. How about Oderus getting an award? Or Brad Roberts. Yes, that same Brad Roberts that is Jizmac. Dagusha. That dude has been killing it on drums. No one ever mentions him with the other elite drummers that people talk about, all the extreme metal drummers. Brad Roberts is one of the best. Yeah, I'm getting all tense right there. I'm getting all serious. But that's what I do when we're talking about my favorite band. I get all worked up. Anyway, so it's a story. And the condensed version, Oderus Urungus and Gwar travel through the caverns of Earth to reach hell and kick Satan's ass and take a shit on his front porch, and that's what they do. That's the condensed version. It's not confusing, and we gotta love it. That image in your mind, just picture that. Picture my dad going down there and saying, "Hey, Satan, what? Get your bitch ass out of here. I got my bandmates with me. We're gonna kick your ass." And he's tough. Oderus says that. It's like, hey, Satan's tough, but nobody's tougher than Jesus Christ. True story. All right, so we get the little intro. It's a talking intro, and I'll try to do my best impersonation or impression of my dad. Ice and steel and sword and bone and chamber set with dark and throne. That's just a little part of it. Actually, I kind of like that. How about, do you think that was cool, Penelope? Well, fuck you too, Penelope. Skank. All right, then the first actual song. I'm telling you right off the bat, Gwar's like, you're going for a ride. You're going for one hell of a ride. That was pretty fucking lame. Anyway, and then of course my dad with the perfect lyrics as always. They came from the sun, from the east, from the west, all around. Hatred of all things alive. War is all we know. The humans must feast on their gods. We know it fucking blows. Dun, dun, dun. The entire song is a thrash masterpiece. Balsac with just some crunchy guitar rhythms. You know how I love my crunch. Not Captain Crunch, but distortion crunch. Okay. So right off the bat, we know we're in for an awesome ride. Then we get to Murderer's Muse. I love this song. Why the hell are they trying to kill us? Why did they nuke my crib? And later on he sings, I am a huge asshole, constantly talking belligerent shit. They hate me. And wait, fucking it up. I want to say this right because I love this line. I hate them. They hate me. I hate you. Everyone's sucking their cocks. It's times like this that I wish I was dead. Somebody chop off my fucking head. Actually, it's saw off my head. Either way, it's somebody's head getting decapitated. And Gwar is the only band on the planet that can make somebody getting their head chopped off. They can make it sound neat and fun. I'm not saying I want that to happen. I'm just telling you. How many bands can you name that will have a line about chopping somebody's head off and laugh? Not too many. And Gwar manages to do that. Or maybe I'm just a sick, twisted fuck with a really weird sense of humor. That could be the case. Then we get Beyond Hell, the title track, and it's got this really cool, I call it sinister intro. Ah, rah. Yeah, Oderus doing some weird screams, and it's the bass and the drums really heavy, and then there's single note, da, and I'm guessing it's Balsac, and he's just kind of letting it ring out, you know, really giving it that evil sound. And then finally it kicks in, and he's like, Oderus is like, down, down, down. And then it turns into kind of a melodic guitar riff. It's really cool. And he says, here we seek the final salvation, go to hell. And then, of course, they pick up the pace. I'm headed to the promised land. Swam, boiling, surf, trod, bloody, bloody sand. From what I've heard, it's a pretty cool place. A sea of urine where rats eat your face. I can already say ass right there. Where ass eats your face? I'm trying to figure out why I would even say that. Anyway, I fucked up. Thanks a lot, Dad. You really warped this mind, Oderus. But yeah, they're giving you this image. I kind of feel like for the first 3 songs here, yeah, we're going to hell, and it's scary. But we're going to laugh about it. We're going to chop a couple heads off along the way. It's all good. Then we get I Love the Pigs. All right. The song itself is solid. I'm not going to call it one of their best, but the intro to this song is so fucking awesome. All right. In any song that's titled I Love the Pigs, you got to be expecting something good, right? Even if it is just the intro. We stand before the gates of hell, smeared with filthy bacon smell. Not all cops are pigs. Some of them are dicks, and it's their duty to beat you with a big fucking stick. A dun dun. I love the pigs. Dun dun. I don't know. There's just something about that. I'm telling you, when you listen to it, I got goosebumps. Isn't that crazy? Some people are like, why would you get goosebumps from somebody singing it's their duty to beat you with a big fucking stick? I don't know. It's just the way he sang and the heavy power chords that they play. I love that intro. So yeah, and listen, Gwar don't hate cops. Let's not get that all twisted. And there's actually an interview with Dave Brocky, and you can read it. I think it's in Washington or Maryland. And he was talking about how a lot of cops, they liked Gwar. They enjoyed doing security for those shows because they got a kick out of listening to him. It's pretty fucking cool. Then we get to Tormentor. Another song that's a little more melodic. All these songs are heavy, though. This is a thrash album. Just a few of the songs, they add a little more melody than others. This is one of them. And then, of course, my dad, brilliant as always. Born into the fog of war, it left a scar. He watched his family turn to sludge. He was appalled. They often are. And then later on he sings, festooned with filigree, these are the maggots in the wounds. And that is another thing. I think a lot of people forget that Gwar went to college and they have degrees. And you can really tell in a lot of Gwar songs, try to forget all the crazy lyrics that they write, but you will notice a lot of unique words that only somebody with an education would use. And Dave Brockie did. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's kind of cool. Because I remember it was a guy I worked with. And I can't remember which album it was. He's like, wow, I didn't even know Gwar would know how to use a word like that. Well, they went to college and got degrees. Hello. Yeah, I get a little sensitive. I'm sorry. It's just how it is. Then we get to Eighth Lock. Oh my God, I love this fucking song. I can't believe I just said, oh my God. Talking about an album called Beyond Hell. What's wrong with me? Anyway, it's got a really cool video they made for this too. You can check it out. It's really dark. It's kind of got that evil vibes going on in it. It's not your typical gore video. They're not. It's not meant to be a funny video. No one to see, nowhere to go, nothing to do, no one to know, and then they switch into a different riff. I'm telling you, the guitar riffs on here are fucking brutal, but brutal means good. It's their heaviest record. It's so heavy I almost couldn't say that right there. It really is. And I remember when this album came out, I bought something else that day. This really sickens me to tell you this story. I can't remember who it was. And it was a good album. But I said to myself, okay, I'm going to buy this one this week. Because Beyond Hell had like 5 CDs in the rack. When Best Buy used to actually sell fucking good CDs. Now they don't. Oh, you can go in there and get you the new My Chemical Romance or fucking Taking Back Sunday, but you can't get Gwar. Suck my ass, Best Buy. Anyway, so I bought the one CD that came back. All the Beyond Hell CDs were gone. I got it later, but I can't believe I did that to my dad. The cover, too. I remember seeing that cover, Gwar, the big gold letters, and then in blood, Beyond Hell is spelled. It was such a simple but effective album cover. It's my favorite album cover, and they got some cool album covers. I think it's my favorite. But anyway, back to Eighth Lock. Here we go. They put me into the ground. This is the best riff in the song, and I love it. Lost without taste, without sound, beneath the barren mound. They put me in a place they call Eighth Lock. In Oderus' voice, I know I go on and on about it. And they're like, okay, we get it. God, like, get your mouth off Oderus' nutsack. But his voice does add a heaviness to these songs. And then they have a second verse, but towards the end, it's so awesome. They put this effect on his voice, and it slows down his voice. Kind of makes him sound like the chicken, The Exorcist. And as flesh runs rife with worms, somehow flesh and metal merge, so bloated larva squirms. I love that effect. I don't know what they call it. Call it the, maybe they do. Maybe they call it the bloated larvae squirm filter. Either way, it's so fucking cool. Then we get to Destroyed. He's got, God, what is he saying this? I'm having a huge brain fart. Anyway, On this one of those shorter songs on the album, this one's only like 2 minutes and 20 seconds long. But there's this really crazy lead guitar riff that Flattus plays over the main rhythm. And this part of the song, it's awesome. And it's just all about drugs. This is a plea for drugs. This is a plea for booze. This is a plea for junk, anything that I can use. I'll shoot junk in my eye. I can't die. Oops, I'm already dead. Maggots are writhing inside my head. And then towards the middle of the song, we get to this guitar riff where him and where Flattus and Balsac are playing this 500-mile-an-hour palm mute riff. Just incredible. The little stuff that they do, that they make sound easy to do, it's not. I know I've said that a lot before, but it's true. And then Oderus sings, I am a total dick until I get a good buzz on. Don't want to fucking shoot myself. That would be a mess. I really should OD on junk. I think that would be best. This is a plea for drugs. This is a plea for booze. Just, what a fucking incredible album. And just reading some of the reviews, I was checking them out last week. I can't believe how many people kind of dismiss this album. Like, well, it's okay. Nothing new here. What the fuck are you talking about? They just absolutely kill it on this album. And I had somebody ask me, well, why isn't it your favorite? Because I haven't talked about my favorite Gwar album yet. Dun dun dun. 7 albums left, so yes, there's another Gwar album in there. I just gave you a little nugget. That's trending right now. The minute I said that, I bet there's at least 12 people posting that on Twitter. Scummalicious said something about Gwar. Yeah. I can dream if I want to. We all have dreams. All right. Only I have the really good kind. Last night I had a dream and Penelope wasn't in it. How about that? Oh, you don't like that, do you? Little Miss Grumpy. All right. The Ultimate Bohab. I'll tell you how much I love this song. This is the ringtone on my phone. So when somebody calls, this is what plays. Dun 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 dun. He proudly sports his rare Gwar hoodie. Dun 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 dun. When he puts it on, it gives him such a woody. Ha! Zit's God and unpopular. The Ultimate Bohab is the ultimate Gwar song. That was fucking stupid. Anyway, okay. The lyrics. It's a great song, but the lyrics are what really make this song the great song that it is. You're the ultimate Bohab, stricken with gout. If you don't have any drugs, get the fuck out. That's just, how can you not like that line? It's perfect. And then he sings, because this is how we roll, this is what we do, we are fucking your girlfriend in front of you. She's only with you because you got her backstage and you gave her money. This is how we roll, this is what we do, we are fucking your girlfriend in front of you. And you could actually see that happening. Look at that, sport drink. Kind of like Gatorade. Only doesn't taste as good as Gatorade, but it works. All right. Then we get to song 10, one that will not be named. Love the intro riff. It's just this heavy, slow, crushing riff. It's dun 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 dun, kind of like a little, like a march, a little bit. And Oderus, our time in hell draws to the last. We call upon the master of the pit. Have you got a toilet? I must take a shit. Open your gates, Lord of Hate, or your front porch is gonna get it. And like I told you, the condensed story, or my condensed version of the story, they went through all their bullshit, had to fight some cops, OD'd on drugs, right? They went to 8th Flock, but they made it. They made it to Satan's house. They took a shit. And then after they take a shit, and they've already kicked Satan's ass, then Oderus says he's bored. And later on in the song, the one that will not be named, he says, the root of evil and hatred and shame. Erish Kegel, hello Benshara, Lucifer, Satan, Jucifer, Lord of the underworld. Yeah. So, he's throwing out all the different words for Satan and the devil. Kind of cool. Like I told you, Oderus is not afraid to show his education every now and then. I think it makes it, I know it makes it really unique. Because the image of Gwar to a lot of people, they're just fucked up and they say and do crazy shit with blood and jizz, but they actually have a brain. Imagine that. Then we get to the song Back and Crack. The journey without time, always the beginning, perpetual end. I'm back in crack. Da-na-na-na. And then back to the story. Broke the gates of hell, deposed the overlord, took a dump on the floor, seconds later, I'm bored. In the chorus, like I said, on some songs, they infuse melody. That's what they do on here. Back in crack, I am still alive. Smell the stench and taste of hot blood. Once again, I guess I didn't die. Da-da-da-da-da. Ah, what an album. And then, of course, it ends with School's out for summer. School's out for summer, kiddies. I love their cover of it. It's awesome. It's a cool video, too. You should check it out. And that's it. That's Beyond Hell. That's the better review. I should have done that on Friday. And I just felt like, you know what? They deserve better than that. Incredible album. Check it out. There you go. So, got a big day tomorrow, too. I'm going to have a little bit of surprise, a small surprise on the video tomorrow. My 20 favorite riffs from Balsac. Let's just say it's kind of celebrating Halloween. How about that? All right. You know how to do this. Take it easy. And if it's easy, you better take it twice.